Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today on our IP2Profit webinar. This is the third installment in our series of webinar for 2025. Today, we are going to feature Nestle, the world's largest food company, and look at some of its intellectual property strategy. Bit of introduction. I'm a patent attorney by profession, been actively involved in the IP industry under Pintas IP Group since 1999, and I'm active in the Southeast Asia region. So my main focus is on IP protection and monetization work. Okay, so I would like to kickstart our case study today featuring Nestle. As you all know, Nestle is one of the world's biggest food company. It has presence in 187 countries worldwide, offering a wide range of stable products from coffee, confectionery, beverages. It shapes the way we eat, the way we drink, and the way we live. So today we are going to see how Nestle uses IP right to protect its innovation, its brand, its market share, and profit margin. A bit of introduction about Nestle. Nestle is headquarters in Switzerland. It was founded in 1866. It's a 150-year-old company. It has annual revenue of 92 billion US dollar, market cap of 252 billion dollar. It carries big brands like Nescafe, Kit Kat, Maggi, Purina, Milo, to name some of the more famous brand, and it is listed in both Switzerland Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. So at the market cap of 250 billion US dollar, Nestle is the biggest food and beverages company. Yeah, this is the top 10 food company that you can see on the screen. Nestle is way ahead of the other food company. And also for the food brands, Nestle is the world's most valuable brand. It is valued by brand finance. The brand's value is valued at $20.8 billion. So you see a lot of familiar brands, food brands, and Nestle is the #1 food brand. And what about the performance, the share performance? This was the share price of Nestle yesterday, as of yesterday, 107 US dollar. Over the last 25 years, the market cap of Nestle has grown more than 4 times, right? From below $25 to now $107. This growth reflects that Nestle has consistently grown. It has, through its strong brand portfolio, it has remained resilient despite various economic conditions over the past 25 years. It is growing strong. Okay, so let's go into the competitive strategy. How does Nestle compete? To see how Nestle compete, we have to look at the I have to look at the framework proposed by Professor Michael Porter, our great strategic guru. So Michael Porter's generic competitive strategy says that, right, for a company to be competitive, to have a sustainable competitive advantage, there are 3 choices. There are 3 main strategy, right? First is one, you choose either you want to be a differentiator like Tesla, or you choose to be a cost leader like IKEA, right? You have to be either one, and you have to focus on a specialized niche market, right? You cannot be everything to everyone. You cannot, using one single brand, be differentiator, and cost leader at the same time. So what about Nestle? Nestle adopts a hybrid competitive strategy. It focuses mainly on cost leadership. It offers affordable. It strives to keep its products the cost low to offer affordable products for middle class consumer. But for certain niche market, right, it also offer unique, innovative branded product to high value customer. This hybrid strategy is possible because Nestle adopts a multi-brand strategy. Each brand is treated as an independent entity, so it can customize each brand, customize the marketing effort, customize the product development of each brand to meet the preferences of different consumer group. So the hybrid competitive strategy is only possible in a multi-brand scenario like what Nestle is doing. Okay, example, right? As you can see in the coffee market, Nestle has a portfolio of brands. It has the Nescafe Classic, the instant coffee, which is targeting the general broad market. And it has also premium brands like Nespresso, the high-end capsule coffee capsule system for the high-end market. So this dual approach enable Nestle to capture different market segments in many multiple countries across the world. Next, before I go into the IP strategy of Nestle, I would like to briefly talk about IP. What is IP? Intellectual property. According to a study done by Ocean Tomo, the main intellectual properties or intangible assets are the key value drivers of companies. In year 2020, 90% of the value of S&P 500 companies, more than 90% comes from intangible assets like your trademarks, like your patents, like your design. So this is also true for Nestle, as we can see afterwards. So intellectual property is important because it creates an economic moat for companies. There are companies with brand, companies with innovation needs an economic moat to keep your competitors at bay, right? If you don't have this economic moat, then there will be no sustainable competitive advantage because competitors can copy whatever new ideas you have and compete with you with a lower price. So intellectual property is a very important economic moat for companies. So is the case for Nestle. Nestle key economic moat lies in its IP assets like its patents, trademarks, industrial design that protect its brand, its innovation, and its unique design to achieve sustainable competitive advantage. So when we talk about IPs, usually we look at 5 different types of IPs. This is the most common types of IP relevant to all businesses. First, you have patents that protects your innovation. You have copyright that protects your creative content. You have trademarks that protects your brand. Industrial design or design pattern that protects your outlook, exterior appearances of your products, and trade secrets that protects confidential proprietary technology not open to the world. All these IPs are intangible assets. It comes in the form of a legal monopolistic right. So whoever registered as an idea as an IP, you have monopoly over the rest of the world to make, to sell, or to otherwise deal with the idea. So to own an idea, you need to have IP protection. And all IPs are jurisdictional. The reason why it's jurisdictional because it's a legal right. So you want a legal right to be effective in a particular country, you need the government of that country to give you that legal right. So you need to go and register your idea country by country to own it. And also it is limited by time. Each IP has a limited protection of time, patent 20 years, trademark 10 years, industrial design 15 to 25 years. So it depends on the countries. And for Nestle, IP is the main engine of growth. A lot of new innovation, new brand owned by IP, owned by Nestle. They are protected by different kind of IP, like your patent, the design, copyright, and trademark. Today, we are going to look at some of the example of how Nestle protect its innovation using patent, protect its brand using trademark, and protect its unique design using industrial design or design patents. And the most basic function of IP, first, it is a barrier to entry. You know, when you come up with any new idea, new technology, new brand, you want to stop competitor from coming in to copy away your idea. So you need an economic moat, you need a legal barrier of entry, and IP provide you with that weapon to stop your competitor at bay, and also to secure freedom to operate. Freedom to operate meaning if you have an idea and you don't own it, and someone register the idea, then you will have no right to use the idea. So if you come up with any invention for defensive purpose, you need to own it so that people cannot. You have freedom to use the idea. Yeah, both is it serves as a defensive shield as well as an offensive weapon to stop competitor. Yeah, so this is the basic functions of intellectual properties. Okay, so now I would like to go into the trademark strategy of Nestle. Yeah. So as I mentioned, Nestle has over 2,000 brands. It has so many brands, and all in all, Nestle manages over 2,000 brands, ranging from global icons like Nescafe, Milo, Maggi, Kit Kat, to local and regional favorites, tailor-made for the local market. And these 2,000 brands are protected by 120,000 active trademark registrations. So you're not looking at, a handful of trademark, you are looking at 120,000 trademarks application globally, protecting 2,000 brands. So what Nestle practices is a branding strategy called the multi-brand strategy. The multi-brand strategy enable Nestle to target various customer segments, and for each of these market segments, you can have your niche market specialization. So you can choose one brand to be a cost leader, another brand to be a high brand, high value product. Like in the case of Nescafe, right? You have the Nescafe Classic for the broad market, and you have Nespresso for the high-end market. So this is multi-brand strategy. So Nestle has over 30 brands with annual sales more than 1 billion Swiss francs. Yeah. So some of them are we are very familiar with that. Nescafe, Nespresso, Milo, Nestea, Maggi, Kit Kat. All these are brands that we use daily in our daily life, and these are the billion-dollar revenue brands by Nestle. And because Nestle operates in more than 180 countries, right? So if you operate in such a huge market, then sometimes you need to cater for local taste and local preferences, sometimes local names. So for these, Nestle has come up with a dual brand strategy. So in this dual brand strategy, it has two categories of brand. One is called the strategic brands. Strategic brands are corporate brands for targeting global market. So brands like Nestle, Maggi, Kit Kat, Milo, these are all the strategic brands. And at the same time, to cater for regional or local needs, Nestle has local brands. And these local brands are sometimes adopted or adapted from local language to cater for local preferences. And this dual brand approach enable Nestle the necessary flexibility in brand communication within the targeted market. So this is the dual brand strategy. Of course, you have to have a lot of resources, right, to do this. But for a global company, this is what Nestle is doing. Okay, so how is Nestle able to manage such a wide portfolio of brands, both local and strategic? To do this, Nestle has regional IP office and the global IP office. The regional IP office will deal with the local brand. They will liaise with the local Nestle operating companies. And you have the strategic brands as a strategic business unit at the global level. They deal with the central IP department. So as you can see, these are rough statistics because the number is too big, right? So this is rough number. It has about 300 plus strategic brand, 9,000 over local brands protected by 120,000, all in total, 120,000 trademark, out of which 90,000 plus is strategic trademark registration, strategic brand trademark registration, and 30,000 over is local trademark, local brand trademark registration. So this is how this huge portfolio of trademarks are being managed. And what's the statistics, right? Because these are all information available over the open sources. I don't have the exact numbers, but from what we can study, as of 2017, Nestle has 120,000 active trademark application in the world. So these 120,000 active trademark applications covered 2,000 brands, and each brand is covered by a portfolio of trademarks application. Each brand is covered by different trademark applications. To put these things in perspective, I would like to look at the Nescafe example, right? Nescafe, this brand alone has been protected, is made up of about 190 plus trademarks. And these 190 plus trademarks are protected by over 4,000 over trademark application. And Nescafe, Nestle also protect the Nescafe domain name. There are about 300 over Nescafe domain name being protected. So these are the numbers. So just take a look at the Nescafe brand, yeah, for a while. Yeah, Nescafe was born in 1938. Yeah, it is it's quite a long-standing brand. When Nestle developed a method to produce soluble coffee powder. Yeah, Nestle filed a patent for this, and we're going to look at the patent later. But with this process, they also come up with a name for this instant coffee product. So Nescafe is a combination of the word Nestle and cafe. Two words joined together, you have the Nescafe. So when Nestle protects the trademark, it protects Nescafe as a word mark. The word Nescafe and the special letters used for Nescafe trademark is also protected as a device mark. So you have a device, Nescafe device mark. And for this particular Nescafe Gold blend, they have certain figurative figures used on the packaging. These are all protected also. The figurative trademark, you have the two figurative trademark in the coffee bean. And also when Nescafe come up with a particular product brand, product range, like in this case, the Gold Blend range of product, the name is also protected. Gold Blend is protected. And all the packaging design, the write-up is automatically protected by copyright, right? Copyright protects the content of your corporate communication. And all the design of the packaging, they are protected by industrial design. And the domain name related to Nescafe.com are protected by the domain name registration. I own my domain name registration, and of course, Nescafe also have many patents, which we will share later. This is an example of how one brand have multiple trademark application. Another example is that of Nespresso. Today we are going to talk a lot about Nescafe and Nespresso because this is the most common example that people can relate to in their day-to-day life, right? So Nespresso was created as a luxurious brand, high-quality luxurious brand by Nestle in 1986. Again, the name is a mix, a combination of Nestle and Espresso word. These two merged together to get this Nespresso. So this Nespresso, again, when this Nespresso brand is being protected, it is protected as word mark, Nespresso, figurative mark, the logo with the stylized design. And under the Nespresso series, there are multiple product brands like Inicia, Aerochino, Appocchio. These are product range. They are protected independently as a trademark. And also the Nespresso.com domain name is protected. And the shape of the coffee machine and the shape of the capsule, they are all protected as industrial design. And Nespresso engages celebrities like George Clooney to be the spokesperson, to be the brand ambassador. So a lot of content were generated, and these are all protected by copyright. And of course, you have patent protection for the famous Nespresso capsule, something we will look into afterwards, and also the patent. Another example is KitKat, right? So when KitKat is positioned as a affordable, universally enjoyed break time snack by Nestle. When Nestle protects the KitKat brand, they protect the word mark KitKat. They protect the device mark KitKat with a special design. This visual identity is protected because Nestle doesn't want someone to ABC using this design to confuse the market. So the special design is protected. And KitKat also protects the slogan, have a break, have a KitKat. This is the positioning statement used in the marketing. And Nestle also try to protect the shape of the chocolate bar, the trapezoidal chocolate bar on a square base. This was Nestle attempted to file the trademark for the shape of the chocolate bar. So this is something a bit wide, something that they are claiming something extensive. So there was a case between Cadbury, another chocolate manufacturer, with KitKat in this famous case, where Nestle applied for European trademark for the KitKat shape in 2002. It was approved in 2006 because KitKat was able to show that this shape is distinctive to Nestle through extensive use. Right. So in 2007, when the mark was published, Cadbury opposed the mark, and the mark was there was a heavy dispute contest by Cadbury over the registration of this trapezoid bar as a trademark, and the UK court, the European court, and the European Court of Appeal all say, decided against Nestle. It says that this shape is uh, cannot be trademarked because it's not distinctive enough. It's functional. It's not this. It is not something that you can trademark. So this trapezoid shape by KitKat was not successful. And how does a company like Nestle manage its wide portfolio of brand, right? You have 2,000 over brand, and every day, the marketing unit will want to come up with new brand. How do they manage such a wide portfolio? Nestle has a internal trademark management. Yeah, so what happened is something that we all can learn from. You have a unit that monitors the trademark. Any names proposed by any business unit, the first thing that this trademark manager will do is to make sure you do a prior art search to make sure that the mark is not used by a third party, to make sure that there's freedom to operate. That's the most important. If the name is already registered by someone, then if you use the mark, there will be infringement. So there's make sure that there is freedom to operate. So for distinctive name, distinctive trademark marks that has no reference to the meaning of the products, then they will carry out a trademark search, and they will decide whether they want to own a mark or not. If they want to own a mark, then they will register a trademark. If it's a generic mark, yeah, something that is generic and cannot be trademarked, what Nestle does is it preserve evidence of use, right? So that if anyone try to register the mark, you have the evidence to challenge the trademark. And also, it actively monitor the publication to make sure that if anyone were to register a generic mark, then they will file an opposition. And this is what happened in this case. Again, it's between Cadbury and Nestle. Cadbury applied for the purple color trademark, and this application was approved, published. So Nestle filed an opposition. So Nestle successfully overturned that trademark, get the mark annulled, because it successfully contended that the purple color registration is too wide and it lacks in clarity. Therefore, having a system to monitor what your competitor is doing is important, right? If they do register something that is generic and can affect your rights, you can timely file a opposition to stop competitor from owning the mark. Next, I would like to look at the patent strategy of Nestle. Again, some introduction to patent, right? Patent protects new invention, new combination, right? Patent is a combination game. So if you come up with a new combination, and if this combination is a new, the combination of part is something new, and something that deliver a better technical result, then you have a patentable invention. This is how patents work. Yeah, your combination. Famous example of there are 4 types of patentable invention. Article patent, example 3M, paper plus glue combination, because it's new. Yeah, when 3M tried to file this patent, so it was a patent, it was a combination owned by 3M. Machine combination of moving parts, like photocopying machine is an example of a machine patent. Process patent, Tetra Pak, packing milk in a vacuum. The process involved a combination of steps. It was protected by Tetra Pak. And composition of matter patent, Pfizer drugs, composition, new composition, you can cure a certain disease, then this composition can be patented. Nestle also have multiple patent filed, multiple invention filed under different types of category of invention. If you look at the Nespresso capsule, it is an article manufacture patent. If you look at the machine to extract drinks from the Nespresso, the machine patent, that is considered a machine patent. Process of producing the instant milk powder, that's a process patent. and composition. Nestle also have many compositional patents for its nutritional products. So these are the different categories, and Nestle has patent in all these categories. So to be patentable, as I mentioned just now, patent protects new, inventive, and useful invention. You don't have to be a rocket science to get a patent. If you come up with a combination that is new, combination of parts new, and this combination has a better technical result and it can be practiced in real world, then you meet the 3 criteria of patent. And through the Nestle example, I'm going to show how different combinations are protected as a patent by Nestle. Okay, so before we go into some of the Nestle patent, I would like to share some statistics on the Nestle patent. Again, huge patent. Nestle has a huge patent portfolio, just like a trademark. They have 120,000 trademark. They have 50,000 over patent as of February 2025, belonging to 8,500 families, right? So I would say that Nestle is a 100-year-old company, 150-year-old company, but it's still very young in innovation. It's still constantly found a lot of patent and a lot of innovation going on. And it's a company that is very IP-centric. It has so many trademarks and so many patents. And as I mentioned, that IP is jurisdictional. So when Nestle filed its patent, it files in multiple countries. Being a European-based company, they filed the most patent in Europe, but they also filed patents in US, in China, in the rest of the world for the key invention. So it has 4,000 over patent filed in Europe, followed by US, China. And this is the portfolio, filing patent portfolio over the years. So you'll see that, 2024, how come they only found 97 patents? That's not the actual number because patent only be published after 18 months. So a lot of the patent in 2024 are not published yet, but usually they will file about 1,000 to 2,000 patents per 1 to 2,000 patents per year. This is the statistics. So today I'm going to confine my patent presentation to some of the coffee-related innovation by Nestle. How Nestle has revolutionized the way we consume coffee and also disrupt the coffee industry. And we summarize 5 of the key patents by Nestle on the key coffee patent. And if you're interested, you can download this handbook. Yeah? You can download and you can take a look at the greater details. So I would like to first start with this instant coffee. I think every one of us consume instant coffee almost every day. And the Nestle invention of powdered coffee extract, the powdered coffee extract was a landmark achievement, which is driven both by economic necessity, also by scientific innovation. Okay, the coffee Nestle started a journey to produce coffee powder started as early as 1930s. In the 1930s, there was a worldwide economic slowdown, global slowdown. There was a surplus of coffee beans, especially in Brazil. So the Brazilian Coffee Authority asked Nestle to try to come up with some solution to preserve and to utilize the excess coffee produced. So this is the context, the economic context, why this innovation came about. And this chemist from Nestle by the name of Max Morton Taylor was tasked by Nestle to invent or to do R&D on how to preserve coffee in a soluble form. So in 1937, he came up with a method, a process, a new process to produce instant coffee powder. So this process involved you brew concentrated coffee extract using percolator. And then you mix that coffee extract with soluble carbohydrate like corn syrup for stability and taste. And then you spray dry it to produce a fine soluble powder. And this process was patented in 1938, and it became the famous Nescafe. So this method was a new process, spray drying and mixing that coffee powder with soluble carbohydrate was a new process, and it has been protected and owned as a patent. And Nescafe was launched in 1938 because it's convenience of preparing a coffee. You can just dissolve the coffee with hot water, and you have an improved flavor. It become popular, and it's changed the way we drink coffee. Okay, and then what happened next is, and this is the patent, 1938. It was patented in 1942, and this is the claim of that old Nescafe patent. And next innovation came when Nescafe discovered that if you consume coffee and milk separately, you mix them together, the natural coffee smell will fade over time, right? So hence they came up with a way to produce coffee and creamer, two-in-one coffee, instant coffee. So again, a new method was invented on how you can mix the two coffee and creamer together, and you inject the coffee aroma to the mix, and you spray that dry them together at once. That will lock in the smell of the coffee, and you can have a fresh. It tastes like a freshly brewed coffee, and this process of producing two-in-one is captured in this patent. And this is the claim. This is the process, step-by-step process, right? You strip the aroma from the coffee, ground coffee, you extract the ground coffee, you mix them together with the fat and protein with the creamer, and then you inject the aroma, and you dry the aqueous composition to become the two-in-one. So I think two-in-one, three-in-one has become, something that we take for granted, but it started with an innovation from Nestle. And then next, I would like to introduce to you to that Nespresso coffee. Nespresso is started with a simple idea, which is to create a perfect coffee with creamer, with aroma at home or at work, just like used by a skillful barista. So how do you do that? So that solution was actually invented, right, by Eric Faith, an employee of Nestle. He came across an idea while he was traveling to Rome. He noticed that there is a cafe, and the cafe has a very good business. Everybody queue up to buy espresso from that particular shop in Rome. So he went inside, and he discovered that the barista actually, instead of using a single pump, it pumps that coffee multiple times, heats the coffee multiple times with high pressure hot water, and that will create a espresso with richer flavor and crema. So he got an inspiration. He went back. He invented a machine that inject the high pressure hot water with a sear pot. So sear pot will contain all the ground coffee, right? So you pierce through a needle, and you inject high water into the pot. And when the pot pressurizes, it bursts and releases perfect espresso. So this is the technology, right? You subject that, you encapsulate coffee in a sear pot, and you ensure greater aeration using a sharp pointed spout to inject pressurized hot water. And when it reaches a certain point, it pushes the coffee out. And this system was patented by Nestle in 1976 in this particular patent. This is a landmark patent. It described a sealed capsule with coffee inside and with mechanism to provide aeration and extraction under pressure. And this patent created a $1 billion single-serve coffee capsule market, right? Instant coffee is one. This is a single-serve coffee capsule market. And if you look at the claim, it contains a combination of parts, right? You have a capsule that contains a substance. You have a water injection, pierced member that inject water under pressure. And you have a sealed impervious body containing the coffee. And it has a shape of a truncated cone. On the top of the body, you have a dome end, and it has a recess for receiving the water injection piercing members. And at the bottom, you have a membranes that enclose the whole capsule. And you have a filter between the membrane and the coffee powder. So when pressure water is injected, and this membrane has a line of weakness, right? A line of weakness, and this line of weakness will break when you inject the water pressure exceed a certain limit, and it will create a pressure for the drinks to come out. So this is basically the combination of features that you claim in this patent. And if anyone were to copy this combination, it will be infringing the capsule patent. So on top of that, Nestle also protected mechanism, machine patent to put in the capsule and to extract the capsule, to inject water and to get the coffee out, after injection. So this is a another patent, machine patent filed in 2013. It is a Nespresso machine patent. Capsule, earlier one was a capsule patent. This is a machine patent. It's a fixed part. It has in the movable part where you can insert the capsule by gravity, and it injects water horizontally, and it will push the membranes to break and the coffee to come out. And this is a heavily cited patent by other subsequent patent. And you will notice that, after the capsule patent expire, Nespresso filed many other improvement patent on the way to extract the coffee. So they improve on the machine. The capsule is the original fundamental patent, but there are many improvement patent on the machine patent. So this is how these combinations look like, right? You have got a moving part, you have got this fixed part that holds the patent, and the moving part and you have a nozzle to pour out the coffee. So you push in, you place the capsule in, you close up the capsule, push it to an extraction position, and then the water will pour out. So this is the machine patent. So when the patent expired in 1997, first Nescafe, or rather Nestle, tried to pivot to the trademark law, right? The patent was important for 20 years, valid for 20 years for the capsule patent. But when it expired, suddenly there's no protection for the capsule. So what Nestle did was try to use the trademark law to protect the Nespresso market share. So it comes up with three-dimensional trademark, they try to protect, and he managed to get a three-dimensional trademark registered for the capsule. Nestle uses the distinctiveness through use argument to say that it become a trade identifier. Unfortunately, this strategy failed because there are other players. After the capsule patent expired, many other players come into the market with different Me Too capsule, right? So they argue that this capsule shape is functional. You cannot own a functional shape as a trademark because it's functional. So one of the key competitor, Modern Life Craft, they went before the court and successfully invade this trademark. Because the court says that it's Functional is technical function. You can't own technical functional shape as a patent. So what can Nestle or Nespresso do? So what Nespresso did next again was by innovating the business model. When the technology lock-in expire, right, you have to find another way to perpetuate your competitive advantage. So Nescafe or Nespresso pivoted to brand differentiation. It tries to position Nespresso as a luxurious brand. That's luxurious coffee. So while competitors start to come in with their capsule, Nespresso started to do extensive branding, innovated the business model. It creates the Nespresso Club. So when if you buy the expensive Nespresso capsule, you become member of an elite club, right? When you want to buy Nespresso, you go to boutique, luxurious boutique to buy. So they become a brand. They become like an Apple. And then you associate the brand with celebrity like George Clooney. If you go to the MRT in Singapore, you will see a lot of advertisement even today of that. So this is one, create a brand out of Nespresso. And Nestle continue to innovate on the machine, right? On the coffee extraction machine and sell the Nespresso machine at cost, very cheap. You can buy Nespresso very cheap, but you have to continue buy the capsule at a premium. So it is something like the Gillette shaver and blade strategy, right? They give away the Gillette shaver, but you have to buy the blade. Here you buy the innovative machine at cost. It's patented, innovative machine at cost, but you continue to sell the luxurious capsule. So patent is still relevant for Nespresso system because you still need to innovate on the machine, but you can buy this capsule. And third, they come up with a boutique store. You cut away middleman. You only buy them at the boutique. Cut away the middleman, sell expensive, become exclusive, and that has been proven successful. Up to today, Nespresso still contribute about 10 billion, $9 to $10 billion of sales to Nestle, right? It is even though the original patent expire, it continued to be relevant. So if you look at the strategy, how Nescafe or Nespresso file trademark, you can file the IP. Initially started with this patent on the capsule. Eventually, they start filing many patents on the machine. Initially, they filed trademark for the class 30, which is coffee. Eventually, they filed a lot of trademarks on the retail outlet, on the Nescafe, restaurants, coffee house. Yeah, so over time, multiple IPs have been filed, but you can see from the change of business strategy, IP filing also changed from the protection of the capsule to the protection of the machine, from the protection of coffee brand to the protection of the retail brand. So it changes over time. So the next, what happened is when this Nespresso patent expire, you have many competitors coming into the market. You have Starbucks, you have other brands. So the other players have created their own system. They come into the market. They try to eat into your market share. So what Nespresso did is Nespresso repositioned itself to be the high-end brand, and it competes in the mid-range brand, moving another brand, another innovation called Dossi Capsule. I believe some of you might have also have tried this before, and they have done it successfully. You have in the capsule, the single serve coffee capsule market, you have Nespresso being the top brand, and then Dossi Capsule as the second brand. And this Dossi Capsule system was introduced by Nescafe in 2006. It is cheaper, it is smaller machine, more suitable for home use, and it has multiple products. It's not only coffee. You can have tea, you can have different drinks using this Datsun capsule. And this is how this dossier capsule works, right? You put in the it's a closed capsule system with a pre-ground coffee captured, and then you insert in a hole where uh, hot water is injected into the capsule to brew the coffee, and when it hits a certain pressure, it will breaks, and at the bottom it will breaks and the coffee will come out. And this invention, they are all protected in these two patents. Yeah. First patent is found in Europe. A few patents, right? But these are two key patents. So as you can read, again, this is a combination, is a capsule for preparation by injection. Say capsule float under pressure. It has a cup, it has a membrane, it has an opening means at the bottom, right? So this characterizing in that European claim use the characterizing claims. Uh, Characterizing claims are the new features, right? You have this opening means position outside the chamber. Uh, Enable it to tear the tin film, and wherein the drinks will come out, right? After you inject in and you brew it, and then it will come out through this opening mean. When it's heated to a certain extent, it will tear open the tin film and things will come out, right? That's number one. And this another patent related, similar patent, but Nestle filed a few patent to claim different feature of the same product, right? So again, this is a combination of having a capsule injection substance, closed chamber, and you have an opening in at the bottom. And this opening is achieved by the relative movement of the opening means and the retaining wall. One is opening wall will the opening means will pierce through and break open. Another is the relative movement. Yeah. Why are these claims significant? What Nestle is trying to do is the same product, they claim it in different ways so that they can capture different kind of ways where people would want to bypass the invention, right? Or the patent. And this is this is an example of how Nestle you are able to use this different way of claiming to protect its market share. So there's this company, in this case example, called Fast Euro Cafe. They imported and sold capsule, which is compatible with the Nescafe Dolce capsule system. And this Nescafe system, they don't have something to break open, right? They don't have something to break open, but it's a detachment. When the coffee is brewed, it detaches. The opening will detaches from the cups. Yeah. So these two Nestle sue Fast Euro Cafe to court, saying that okay, Nestle claimed that Fast Euro Cafe infringes the patent, and Fast Euro Cafe argue that there's no infringement because there's no breakage, no fracture, no puncturing of the wall. It displaces from the capsule when the temperature increases. But the court looks at multiple patents filed by Nestle and say that okay, even though it displaces, but one of the claims says that it's a relative movement, and therefore even though there's no puncturing of the wall, it still fall within the claims, and therefore there's infringement. So injunction was granted against Fast Euro Cafe. So this is an example of how you can claim a patent in different ways so that you can protect any potential ways to bypass your patent. Okay, again, these are the 5 patents that I shared with you. If you want, yeah, you can take a look at more details. And last but not the least, Nestle also protects all its coffee machine using different kinds of industrial design, and also its container using different kinds of industrial design protection. The bottles, the capsule shape, the packaging of the Nescafe, these are all protected, the containers patent. And in one of the example, Nestle, have this patent, design patent filed in US, and there's Mead Johnson, a US company. They use that shape, they use that bottle for its own private label products, and Nestle took an action against Mead Johnson and successfully, stopped the infringement. So this is another example of the case. I think the time is